Shut up.
You party? I'll party.
Fast and Furious is racing towards you at lightning speed, with surprises in store. We've got some exciting hints about how Fast and Furious 11's ending makes more sense following a $714 million letdown. Plus, we'll fill you in on the upcoming film's release date, cast, story, and juicy details. So hang tight till the end, because we've got plenty more to share with you. Let's dive into the latest tidbits we've gathered. With just over a year left until the film hits theaters, Vin Diesel has confirmed that Fast 11 will mark the end of the beloved action series. Sharing his sentiments on Instagram, the actor behind Dom Toretto celebrated the series' remarkable two-decade journey and announced the completion of story meetings for the upcoming sequel. While it remains unclear how Fast 11 will wrap things up, Diesel assures fans that it will be a tribute to the extraordinary family they formed. As per Diesel's announcement, Fast 11 is set to hit screens on April 4, 2025, maintaining the franchise's tradition of swift turnarounds. Despite setbacks caused by the 2023 Hollywood strikes, the film remains on track for its original release date with no alterations to its timeline. With that being said, Universal has yet to unveil an official cast list for Fast X Part 2, but it's almost a given that Vin Diesel will return as the franchise's lead, Dom Toretto. Following the narrative of Fast X, any surviving members of Dom's family are expected to come back in Fast 11. Additionally, stalwart characters like Jason Statham as Deckard Shaw, Helen Mirren as Magdalene Queenie Elmanson Shaw, and Gal Gadot as Giselle might reprise their roles from Fast X. Notably, Gal Gadot's Giselle made a surprising return in the Fast X cliffhanger despite her apparent demise in Fast and Furious 6. Dwayne Johnson's cameo as Luke Hobbs in Fast X's post-credit scene hints at an expanded role in Fast 11. While the same scene teases Eva Mendes's potential return as Monica Fuentes. Newcomers introduced in Fast X, such as Jason Momoa as Dante Reyes, Brie Larson as Tess, and Daniela Melchior as Isabel, could also feature in Fast 11, given the sequel's continuation of Fast X's events. As for the core family members, until further announcements, we can expect the return of familiar faces like Michelle Rodriguez as Letty Ortiz, Jordana Brewster as Mia Toretto, Tyrese Gibson as Roman Pierce, Chris Ludacris Bridges as Tej Parker, Sung Kang as Han Lu, and Nathalie Emmanuel as Ramsey. While specific details regarding the plot of Fast 11 remain closely guarded, hints and teasers from the cast and crew shed light on what to expect from the next installment of the Fast and Furious saga. Serving as the continuation of the overarching Fast X narrative, Fast X Part 2 will pick up from the suspenseful conclusion of its predecessor. Notably, Fast 11 will serve as a poignant farewell to Brian O'Connor, portrayed by the late Paul Walker, a pivotal figure in the franchise. Vin Diesel emphasized the significance of concluding Brian's story, expressing that bidding farewell to the character is essential for wrapping up the Fast and Furious series. I couldn't imagine this saga ending without truly saying goodbye to Brian. Another intriguing aspect is the unresolved cliffhanger from Fast X, hinting at the potential return of Hobbs to the franchise. While Dwayne Johnson previously hinted at a spin-off movie centered around Hobbs, recent developments suggest his return for the sequel, especially given the reconciliation between Johnson and Diesel. This opens up the possibility for Hobbs to play a crucial role in the upcoming narrative, perhaps once again stepping in to save the day. The Fast franchise continues to expand with exciting new projects on the horizon. One such endeavor is the highly anticipated Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs spin-off, which Dwayne Johnson confirmed shortly after the release of Fast X. Titled Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Reyes, the movie is set to feature Johnson reprising his role as Hobbs, alongside Jason Momoa returning as Fast X antagonist Dante Reyes. However, it remains unclear whether this spin-off will replace the previously discussed Hobbs and Shaw 2 or stand as a separate entity. Hobbs' solo adventure is positioned as a sequel to both Fast X and Hobbs and Shaw, bridging the narrative gap leading into the upcoming Fast and Furious 11. Despite production delays caused by ongoing strikes, Chris Morgan is still attached to write the script, alongside a team of notable producers including Johnson and Vin Diesel. While the release date remains tentative, the project boasts significant star power, ensuring its eventual fruition before the scheduled 2025 release of the next main entry in the franchise. On the other hand, Fast and Furious presents Hobbs Shaw 2, the sequel to the successful 2019 spin-off, has faced setbacks due to the global pandemic and industry strikes. Although Universal initially greenlit the sequel with Dwayne Johnson and writer Chris Morgan on board, the project's ambitious scope and Johnson's desire to create something distinct from the core Fast and Furious series led to delays. The lack of updates suggests that the sequel may have been put on hold, with the possibility of Shaw making appearances in other projects or even a spin-off series centered around Hobbs. While official announcements regarding the fate of the Hobbs & Shaw sequel are yet to be made, it's evident that the franchise is exploring various avenues for expansion. Furthermore, the Fast and Furious universe is set to diversify further with the development of an all-female spin-off. Announced in 2019, the project has garnered attention, with Nicole Perlman, Lindsay Beer, and Geneva Robertson-Dworet attached as screenwriters. With Perlman's experience in Guardians of the Galaxy and Robertson-Dworet's involvement in Captain Marvel, along with Beer's directorial background, the spin-off promises to showcase strong female leads from the Fast and Furious franchise. While details remain scarce, the abundance of compelling female characters within the franchise hints at the potential for an exceptional addition to the Fast universe. Diesel's previous comments hint at more spin-offs in the pipeline, indicating that the franchise's expansion is far from over, though fans may need to wait for further announcements. The announcement that Fast and Furious 11 will be the final installment of the franchise comes as no surprise, especially given the disappointing performance of Fast X at the box office, grossing $714.6 million on a $340 million budget. This underwhelming reception suggests that the long-running series has reached its saturation point. Despite initial plans for Fast and Furious 12, recent updates from Vin Diesel effectively closed the door on any further sequels. Originally, Fast and Furious 12 was intended to kick off a three-part finale, but audience fatigue and declining interest have prompted a re-evaluation of the franchise's future. Fast and Furious 11's lackluster box office returns highlight the need for closure. While factors like ongoing pandemic concerns may have contributed to F9's subdued performance, Fast X's ambitious scale and diverse settings failed to reignite audience enthusiasm. And that's a wrap for today's discussion on the Fast and Furious franchise. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video. What are your thoughts on the future of the Fast and Furious series? Are you excited about the spin-off possibilities, or sad to see Fast and Furious 11 mark the end of an era? Share your suggestions for future videos in the comments below.